this is Divine Sunshine, and this is Mama Booker.
Here I am again with you beautiful people.
All right, and so thank you for the response that we had gotten from the first video that we had did about the DM and DF say I'm trying. However, what he was doing wasn't working. I want to really thank you and give a shout out to baby Drew Sanchez. He wrote back and really helped to kind of solidify and confirm what we came out in the reading, and he was saying, don't worry, my DF, I'm not going anywhere but to you. I just need a little boost with my funds to ease my mind of what we need. We've always had each other, but Spirit knows we need a little help so we can both get what we want and need, your DM. And I thought that was very beautiful, and I thought also that that was brave as well for him to come out and to state that too publicly about, and even on the channel. And he gave also encouragement for divine feminines to know that a lot of times it's nothing that has to do with you personally, and a lot of times I tell you all, don't take it personal, but to also understand that sometimes what's going on with them is more so a personal issue for the DM, not a personal issue that has to do with you. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the divine feminine and see what's happening with her energies with that today. So let's look and see. Let's ask source first as far as what's the energies with the divine feminines. A lot of times I know, even with me doing this, clear divine feminines have a tendency, and I do too, that I'm only concentrating on what's going on with the divine masculine, but we need to also know, especially on this journey, what is source saying for us as well. So according to now source says, I am blessed, my courage gives birth to the divine. So what they're telling us is, divine feminines, source wants us to concentrate on being blessed and having courage about the birthing process. You know, probably is also, we're talking about giving birth, and you being the mom, I haven't experienced that yet, which is the birthing process. You know, you're going through the caring of the child and being protective, taking your prenatal vitamins and doing all that things that to make sure that the health of the baby is right, going to the appointments, and then when it comes time to give birth to the baby, you know, that you got the pushing and understanding, you know, when to push and when not to push at that time. And so all of this, to me, they're saying we're getting ready. Some of us are really at that point where we're talking about in union. We're getting to the point that we are actually getting ready to give birth to this divinity, not even for the union, but even just the divine self that we know, the greatness that we know that we all have within each one of us. And so this, to me, this is what the message it brings to me as far as us as divine feminists, is at that time that we're getting ready to push and give birth to who we are as far as divinity. What do you see there for you, Mom?
I agree with everything you say. I have something else, but let me let you go down the cards. It may come. Okay. I don't want to say it now until I'm quite sure it'll be brought up. I'm quite sure what I'm thinking.
Okay. So let's start off with the divine feminine. So according to source with you right now, what's the heart of the matter with you all? What's the heart of the matter? I'll put that over here. Let's check in with source with that. Let me move my leg just a little bit this way. I'll get them together. All right. Clear. Ooh, we got three things. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. All right. Let's get some clarifiers. So the three things source says right now, what's going on with the divine feminist collectives, is that we want reconciliation, which means we actually do want returning someone from the past. We know that would be our divine counterpart. Right now we want that to come back. A lot of us, again, We've been operating really, to me, when I look at this card, from our spirituality, and we really feel like in us being our spirituality, we've been dealing with our divine masculines in his man state or in his 3D state here. And so right now we want reconciliation. To me, and when I feel like I'm hearing the Beatles song, come together right now over me. So to me, I'm picking up that thing. It's like really these two worlds need to collide and come together. You're on the spiritual plane, divine feminine, and the divine masculine is in that 3D, and it's like, let's bring it together, just like we did the reading on yesterday. He's more talking about what's happening in the material world, but when it came to love, which to me is more spiritual, more emotional, he was like, okay, I don't think there's a chance for that right now. And so when I look at this card, this tells me that right now we on two different planes. We're not on the same thing, but we want this reconciliation. Reconciliation means to come together. They're saying right now we got this time for a nap. That's in reverse. And so it's saying really it's like, again, we done put in, they're telling me, we put in the hard work as divine feminists. And right now it's just time to just rest and reap the harvest. It's just like, okay, we didn't, it's like us to keep on creating the baby. The baby is already here. Mm-hmm. Right now, all we got to do is wait to give birth to the child at this time. So we got to be able, now most of the time the fox represents a coming together. I have to be able to have your wits in the heavens and in earth and coming together. Using those two things, especially we got to use our intuition, our awareness more, because again, we got stars here. So our hopes and wishes are already in progress. They're already moving. As far as in this one. So right now, this reconciliation is something, again, that we're trying to also give birth to that too. Okay. The next thing, we have healing family issues again. Well, we know we said that earlier, that this energies, according to K Moon, was we were going to be healing issues with the family. We had that Cancerian energy that was going on, which again, Cancer's energies represents family and home. That's a big thing. So to me, it's like if you didn't carry and take care of that when we had that Cancerian energies that's going on, definitely, most definitely, even with this full moon of Aquarius, it's supposed to be handling the mother. Now, last time when I had seen this card talking about family issues, I said, and it brought to me in spirit, say, we got a father represented here, but don't forget that sometimes your mother can have divine masculine energies as well too. So there might be more so of a doer, a worker, or whatever it is. It comes from more of a masculine side of that. So we have to kind of remember that when we say healing this is going to be a mother that maybe you say, well, she didn't learn me how to be like loving, or she didn't do all that homemaker and being a wife. She didn't show me the more of the damsel in distress thing. She always like, you go get it, you go get that degree, you go this. And so some of us might have grown up and had like a resentment. It's like, you didn't show me that other side. I feel like when I go through life and I have relationships with guys, I'm like hard, it's like I don't know how to shift into the role when I'm in a date. I was thinking like when somebody said you was dancing with them, he's like, let me lead, you lead. Right. And I think you said Dad said that in a dream, said, let me take over. Instead of, so it's like, okay, I ain't used to, and it's like, it's not by my fault, but it's like, I've never been trained. I don't know how that is, because I look at my mom's in that mode all the time, and then I see her operating in relationships and that, so I don't know really how to kind of bring in the divine feminine energies. So this is something that you've got to hear. This is what I'm being brought up. And this is funny, I'm talking and on here again, that's why I say I can channel. This has the card of co-creator, which means a co-pilot or somebody along with you is in partnership. Understanding that with this is saying that we is clarified by this card, we've got to look back at our foundation, ancient, back in the past. What's the ancient foundations and principles that we're going on, the ideologies that we're based in upon this relationship, or how we relate with other people as well. How we looking at this, to me, this is a fossil egg, like an old say, this is fossilized. So we're trying to base our beginnings upon old stuff. here, because this is fossilized. This is old. That worked for mine. That would work for her generation. That's not gonna say that's gonna work for my generation, because back then, you could say what they had women's lib, and that part is like free to bras and all that stuff. And then it was like, okay, we ain't gonna be like the 1950s Stepford wife. Like, yes, dear, what you want, dear. And so that calls for things to change. And so this dynamic that worked then, but that's not now. So we have to understand that we've got to walk a tightrope, and we have to also understand we got to go owl again there, which means we got to get wise here as well. But in understanding this, when we're talking about being a co-creator, not only about co-creating our own world along with source, but also understanding about partnerships here as well. We got to be able to go the distance too, because some of us might get caught up into these type of relationships, because a cheetah represents an animal that runs long distances, and then once it gets its prey, it loses power. So a lot of times, sometimes a hyena could come along and snatch up the food from it, because it's like, I'm tired, just going to take it. I know I tried to catch it and I got it, but by this time I can't do nothing. So again, if you're running off that old power, the old ideologies that your parents or your mother maybe had given you, or a father at that point, this is going to make you stop to have not enough stamina to keep on creating the relationship in the world that you want. So that's why you got to get into the power of understanding to be fair. You got to understand, some of you all, I feel with this when I pick up, it's like the healing process. You got to be fair. Okay, it was good for mom when she had did it back then, or father when he had taught you that, but then you got to understand what's good for you. That's what the fortune cookie represents. And then you got what your new beginning you want, what you're going to have to, it's got to be a trade-off. Somebody's got to be let go, okay? Because again, you need to move into your queen energies, which means I have power, I have authority over territories, I have rank, I could tell people in the power, but again, things can be moved and actually done until the king stepped in. So again, this is something that you need to do, and it's also, you got to become wise. This owl is coming up again too. So you got some animal totem spirits that are showing up here too for you all, for feminine. So anytime you might see an owl on something, that's to remind you, okay, you're not being fair, you're not really using discernment about what's going on as well. So you have to do that. And then the last one, and I'll let you talk, because why it's constantly flowing on me. Then it say you got to release your I
said, you're doing fine.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. I got your approval, mother. Thank you. So there we have release your ex. So again, it's some things that's burden. It could be like a regular ex, like I said, I had that this weekend, or this could be just be burdens about things. Something that's got to do with paperwork. Okay, so some of you all I'm picking up might be about divorces. They might be about some contract that's going on, like work contract. There might be something, paper. Something I'm picking up academic. Could be also that something you have to turn in paperwork of doing. This is a burden that they're saying that you got to release here. Okay, let me find clarify for this. Ooh, right here. Because you got to release this, because it's stopping you from coming to the edge. You really fulfilling your full potential of who you are, letting the love flow, have you that movement of freedom there. And so again, this is stopping you from really being going on and beyond. Okay. Is that 10?
Yeah.
Okay. So then
stopping. It looks like it's, to me, like it's saying let it go.
You know you gotta be loud and you gotta
I know. It's saying that to let it go and go back to this card here. To be fair. To be fair, that's right. To be fair. And that owl is showing wisdom. So it's let it go, and when you let it go, you'll feel like you're dancing. But right now, you're holding on to quite a bit of things, and it's not materializing like you would like it to. But you're coming to the edge. When do you want to jump, or do you want to stay? If anybody come to the edge, you're thinking quite a bit. Now, do I want to jump off, or do I want to stay? So now that's up to you, because you have all the wisdom, all the power, and all the understanding. So I would say let's let it go, and then come back and think a while. because the owl keeps coming up. It's telling you, think the wisdom. That's what I'm seeing right here.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm picking up also about the owl having the ability to be able to look around. He's the only animal to turn his neck all the way 360 too, as well.
But the owl only comes out at night.
Right, that came to me too.
So now, that's the night thinking, or you doing a lot of things undercover? Because the owl doesn't come out in the daytime.
Right, so that would be more so again about the night, doing things and something about in the darkness too. You're trying to get some understanding and maybe not really having to fully being able to see
it.
What's going on too as well. And that's why they keep on bringing to me about this site, turning it around. Like they're able to see a 360 view. And if you're able to see a 360 view, that means you're able to see everything.
Everything, because at night he sees everything.
Right.
He's very clear, very clear.
Yeah, right. Most time this in the term, but you can see some owls in the daytime too. As
you don't see them too much.
Not too much, right?
They habitat is night, so anything's it's always unusual,
right,
for something. But we're saying, are you opening up to see? That's the thing.
That's the thing. That is the thing. I'm in total agreement about that. Are you opened up? Because when they bought that 360 to look around, all around, look at your past, look at your present, look at your future, and see how all of that stuff is playing a part with that as well. Let's look at your energy according to source. Let's look at the Divine Feminine Collective Energies as well. Clear. Woo! Okay, got some jumpers here. Okay, so now looking at that, healer of the ages, and that's what I picked up. It's again, I say past, present, and future. I had just said that before I even got the card out. So again, that's why they bring about that 360 view, looking at the past, looking at the present, looking at the future. You know, those things all around, past, present, future. Right, and so this here, you've got to heal.
What's his name? Lord, what is his name? He says it's no future is really the now, because if you move right next, you're in the future right then. So you're still in the now. So that tells me that you're looking at long range, and it's right here with you right now.
Okay, Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying, the door to personal healing and happiness. We're opening up the door. Here, this is what's happening in your energy, so you could be able to make that next, which is really now. It's like the doors is open. Like they say, the doors of the church is open. Won't you come where it's already open? You right there. You just got to make that one step to come up there to the altar. And so this is where it is where your peace and stuff. So I'm with agreeing with what you're saying. It's in the now, your present. So that's why he's saying healing of the past. But also, let's not forget about what happened. We doing like Olivia Pope, what they talk about this family issues, because this is something that's happened to me that seems like there's some family issues that happened in the past as well. There's also, and then you've got to also heal things that this is a relationship. So 3 things then came out: your relationship, your family, and then your look like your current issue. This could be past relationships, or this could be a job. I keep on picking up. This is more so like a situation. When I look at this one, I don't feel that like it's a relationship. I don't feel like it's that one. I think that feels like it's more so. This is a situation or a place.
It's really a lot of thinking there. Like you said, the paper.
Okay, let's look and see as far as in the
it almost goes back to yesterday. What was that? Those cards that had everything down on the divine master. Remember, they had different things. What was that? It was up there. The last things that you should do. You should be thinking about to do. The men.
Yeah. Well, the last cards. What were they?
It had. They were really up at the top. the top ones.
Yeah, that's the one about the divine masculine energies. You saying in order for them to become divine, I pulled them out too because I don't need them. The divine masculine, you saying that's the same thing that they need to have for the divine feminine. Everything on this side.
Oh yes.
The psychic the psychic ability, being able to see beyond. It's just really everything that was for the divine.
It's nothing different. This is one is feminine and one is masculine.
Well, we house both of them, so that's
right.
Again. We house both of them.
So both of them should have been. That's it.
Right.
That to me relates with this card right here. What you call him?
Okay.
You know him better than I do.
The release to your ex card.
Release your
burdens.
Ex. The burdens. It's nothing to do, as you say, with relationships.
Okay. It's just about just being.
When you release that, then you can maybe go on to a relationship.
Okay.
Like the young man said that to you in the that you read, that he said that that's what he's getting ready to release everything. Then he's ready to go into a relationship. But right now he's not there.
Right.
He's not there. And I admire him for saying that.
Yeah.
I admire him very much so.
I did too. That's why I gave him a shout out for that, because I thought that was almost.
As you were saying it, I didn't understand it, but now that I'm reading the cards, I'm seeing it's coming together with me.
Okay. So now they say in your emotions here, you got to learn how to trust.
Yes.
Divine feminines. You gotta learn how to trust. You gotta learn how to trust. Trust the process. Trust the, like I say, getting ready to give birth.
With us. Trust is a hard thing with us. We trust when we go into things. We trust, and somewhere we get hurt. And when we get hurt, the trust seems to fade.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a hard thing with feminine. Men, they use it a different way. They feel the same identical way, but woman is very hard. It's a hard thing.
Right. Bad like a princess. Like if we doing something and you come doing that stuff. Okay, just gotta talk louder. Yeah. Clear. Okay, so now next. Let's see about what the divine feminine is thinking about the connection. 7-11, 7-11, 7-11, 7-11, 7-5-11. Oh, whoa, okie dokie. We got some third party energies in here. This is 3 here. So, okay, so right now, the divine feminine wants to remain open to it, but she's got that hand. Anytime I see a hand that goes back, lets me know that somebody lingered on to the past. That done came up already 2 times in here about this past here. So she wants to really be able to get into her throat chakra, which is communication, which is creating that bridge, and the divine master wants to get into his bliss too. So you see him in this position saying, I want to offer the cup. He wants to have this intimacy, this connection, but he wants you to also remain open too. You're looking kind of at him. You're kind of not looking at him. He's looking. It's like, to me, in this cup I'm seeing here, it's a conflict, because this is a sword, which means this conflict of thinking. It's like, I'm going to offer this cup. It's very tiny, but I don't know how she's going to react to it. It's like a person saying, here. And like, I'm not going to be really sold on the expectations of the results of what I'm giving to you right now. And that's how the divine feminine says, like, he's been offering. I'm still tied to the past of things that have happened. Rather it's hurt what he did, like you say about this trust or even see what happened back to the family. I'm holding on to that because about, like I said, learning about it. And at the same time, it's like, this to me, I'm feeling like this in me. It's like he's offering his cup, but you're not really. And when it comes to connection, it's like, yeah, that's nice, but you're not really feeling like, it's like, to me, he's giving it without any kind of feeling to it. According to the divine feminine here, it's like this here. You're like, okay, what I'm supposed to do with this? We got third party energies. Another thing about this connection, some of you all that's heavily on your mind, is this third party energies. It's not just him. He's connected. He's got himself still connected to this first person, but he still got you locked in, and as the famous words from Jada Pinkett, in entanglement with this whole situation here. And right now, the divine masculine energies, according to you, when you think about this connection, is dealing with his sacral, which is how is he able to connect to others in a healthy way, and how is he able to manifest things, because this is orange here. And then right here, you got this pillow. You're trying to find comfort in your heart as well with this. And so that's causing it to be a problem as well. But we got this crown chakra, which is interesting, and he's got his foot on it. So we're not really using that crown chakra where it's supposed to be as well either, which we're getting the downloads. It's like to use, like the divine master got his foot on it. He don't really have an understanding or trying to have movement with that as well. But this third party energies here. And then you also have here, but you know, in this connection, you actually want this serious commitment, because this is like a cow, a marital cow. Like this is what you know, like in the Hindu or Indian cultures, that they have that they got the cow, what they offer that as a dowry. So this is it. So you got this wanting to give this big action. You feel that this divine master wants to give this big action, but it's behind your back. So you feel like he's cooking up something, but you don't know. And then he's also is being active as far as creating this connection with you, because I see his hand there on his penis there, which is making sure that it's making that connection, and you're looking at him. This is what you actually want, but right now this is all saying what's all the steps that's going on. Right now you still tied to the past. He do offer you something. You think that it's very little, and you think that it's not, his heart is not in it. He ain't even looking in your direction. And then you got the third party energies as well as this.
Somebody's holding on to the pillow too, still holding on to the past.
That's the karmic. That'll be the third energy. She got her hand on the past too. So this is interesting. I didn't see that both of them are hanging on to the past too as well with this one. But this is actually what you want. This is the last one. So you could, some readers would say this could be past, present, and future. This is the past, how you figured with him. He offered you very little. Right now, presently, some of you all is some third-party energies that you feel that's intertwined with this, and why you can't trust this reconciliation and releasing past and all this stuff. And to this one as well. We can investigate what's going on with that. Clear. What's going on with this third party energies for the divine feminine? Make it cry. Yeah, that is it. Sudden wealth. So you want like this download. Spirit to kind of give you a download. What's happening with that? What you be a download about that? Download everybody that's involved. You got a message of concern about this. So some of you all divine feminists have got a download that's really have caused you to have a message of concern about this third party energies here. Which is requiring and talking about, it seems like the divine masculine is packing up and wanting change. This is that. Put it off here on this one.
Okay.
And so that's why that's really on the center of your attention right now.
I remember that was in his.
That was in his too. So he knows that the divine feminine been picking this up. I'm gonna leave this right here because I'm gonna get back to that. Let me see what's happening. I'm getting drawn to say what's happening with your thinking. So what are you thinking? Clear. Ooh, quite a bit. Quite a bit, you think. Quite a bit. It'd be like a divine master. That'd be just like a woman. You thinking. Let's see. Woo! Just death. Ooh. Okie dokie. All right, first thing I see here, this card, this death card came out here. So, you know, to be when I seen like this, not even do you feel like the divine masculine is entanglement. When I look at this, look like you feel like you're entanglement by this death. It's like, when is it actually coming? It's just like the baby. Like, how long am I going to be in labor? This look like this 24 hours then lasts to 48. When we going to actually give birth to this as well. So, it looks like to be, you know, that it's coming to an end, but you also are trying to be like, make it pretty. Like it make it pleasurable as far as this ending coming. But there's a dance to me when I see that. It always remind me like a tango. It's like, okay, who's got the power? And that's what tango was between two men, and was like a showing of a power struggle through like dance. And so this here to be is like showing that we got this power struggle. Like, are we gonna die today or we not? And we not, we gonna do it, we not. So it's this tango that's going on with that. Right now, this is, I'll call it like my sitting pretty card here, which is the lovers. When we talk about this lovers thing, it's a lot of pain that's here. It's like, I'm trying to make it look beautiful, but you know, I think about Jubilee 11:11 say, you cut me with your brokenness. Like, we're not, I'm trying to, and some of this stuff, and I won't even say it's the divine masculine. I would say again, this is going back to brokenness about what the family dynamic was, whatever's happening with this job here. You trying to make it look pretty. You know, somebody look at the front of you, fine, but then they see the back, like, oh my God, who tore up your back?
Trust.
So that again would make you not be trust. And I think again, the way also the divine masculine, another way of saying this, is, you know, again, even with this love and these scars and stuff, even I
is this blood?
Yeah, that's blood. Also would say that he still sees you beautiful, you know, even with your brokenness and your flaws are that way, you know. And I think that's the divine feminine energies within the divine masculine himself, the male and the female. Just like you say, I know this is looking ugly right now, but like the masculine said, like baby Drew said it, but I still want this. It's looking ugly. We're going to kind of work through this. So again, this is like, to me, like painting the situation too. In a different way. I see the problems, but I think that still, you're still beautiful to me again too, as lovers, and that goes kind of, you know, semi vice versa. But there's some, like you said, trust issues that's going on there.
He seems to me that he's happy, but it's a lot of hurt in her.
Yeah, it's a lot of hurt in there.
He painted a lot of hurt in the divine, a lot of hurt.
Divine feminine, right? He's painting it. He's painting the picture like it is, like picture's worth 1,000 words.
He seems to. He's got a veil over. Did you have some cards like that up here?
No, ain't nobody got no veil.
Let's just go back to the trust.
Okay, yeah.
The healer of ages. No, that's it.
Yeah. So here we got this next one. We got the water here. Which is again, that's in the emotions here as well. So looks like the divine feminine is interesting. She's hard at work.
Let me see that.
She's hard. I'm sorry. She's hard at work, but something about this makes me feel like she feels like she's a slave to this whole situation.
True. Right. That goes back to hurting.
Right.
It's his. He didn't see it, but she sees it there.
Right.
She's a slave.
She said, I'm a slave. I'm getting this spiritual. I'm growing. I'm trying to get into my power, my identity. But right now it's becoming hard work. And this is becoming slaves. Like they say, and the natives have became restless. So that could be.
Like that.
And so again, it's like, you know, the world, like, you know, say, have you forgotten about us in the 3D? And they kind of like, that might go back to this, about this release your burden.
Right.
As well. It's like, don't forget about you. You talking about you spiritual, you divine, but you still got some stuff you got to be doing with us. So this is what's going on with that. But again, even with that all going again here with this, she feels like she's really still taking a deep dive into her emotions again. You know, finding things, to me, that's look very relaxing too as well. But she's vulnerable, but she's still trying to find ways divine feminist collective to be.
She's trying to swim through it, true, and swim to it.
Right. Okay.
And everything. Now, did that come before it came after after the slavery, right?
Right.
So at least she's thinking.
Right.
How to get out of the situation.
Okay, right.
At least she's thinking.
She's thinking. But again, here we go again with this here, that she feels again that she's captive not only by these things, the natives, which may be the 3D people, but she feel like she captive by the divine masculine.
Something be said to her and she goes right back into it again. Something. It's got a lot of thinking there.
He don't even have to say nothing. He just got to this actions and not doing anything.
I don't know, not doing anything now, but she's going. We got to. Ooh, and then she says she's not trusting. Trusting begins with you. Now, it's not all him. She's got to.
She painting him a villain right there.
Right.
It looking mighty bad. King of the castle, and the castle's in the background, which is home. Another way of saying that. That's like so high to me, like it's unattainable to me in the background.
She looked like to me that she kind of tried to run away from it, but he caught her.
Like, where you going? Like a horror film. Like, no, because it is some divine feminists that have tried to run from this connection. They're saying, no, I'm tired of you, deuces. You ain't doing what I want you to do. And so this is what's, he called her. Where you think you going? Oh, Lord. Okay, I got to look up this one. This is water. Here, this one here. That's an interesting little card there. I got to look him up. Pirates of Penzance. She look like she's trying to find pleasure in there. I see that one breast sticking out there, which again means to be nurtured. Too as well. Nurtured but herself. Could be nurturing herself, but she's got it out there. I don't know, and she got the bite in that bottom lip, so some kind of way she's trying to find pleasure in what she's doing. Okay. Let me get these cards out. Yeah, this is that one. Okay. I want to see what that is about there. That's interesting. Water number 1.
He says nurturing, but look like she want to be captain of her own ship.
There you go. Okay, that sounds good. She want to be captain of her own ship?
Yeah, be captain of her own ship. Take my hand out. Yeah, captain of her own ship, nurturing.
Sensuality, falling in love, a near-ending stream, the element of water, emotional states of awareness. So when it comes to falseness, as they said, when it comes to falling in love, she wants to be captain of her own ship. So really, tell you the truth, the divine masculine and her is mirroring each other. Because yesterday he said he wanted to do it his way, and you say it ain't working, baby. And so she wants to do it her way when it comes to love, but then she's not trusted. She got all these other kind of issues according to the divine feminine she's got to kind of deal with. She want to be the captain of her own ship. But look like a ship leaving her. Because she's there in the background. Right there, it's in the background, but you know that is true.
She's thinking, but I don't know how she's going to get back on it. She's thinking.
So right now she's saying that to me, this is when anytime you see a woman bite her bite and look, I mean, she having pleasure in where she's at. She's being aroused right there. So whatever it is, this thing thought of her being the captain of her own ship.
You can bite your own lip and still be thinking.
Okay, all right.
Everything you bite your own lip doesn't mean pleasure, unless that's what your cards are saying. But
no, but I think so. It's like she could be thinking, but I think that
I know when that card, when you first put it out there,
okay,
it came to me. I said something about her. She wants to be the captain. I didn't see nothing about the breast because it wasn't that close to me.
Okay,
but she wants to be captain. No, that in her eyes, by her eyes being. It's like a person. You all can't see my eyes saying. She's thinking. She's thinking.
Okay.
Because she's been captured.
Yeah.
She's been a slave, and she's got to get out of this.
Okay.
She's got to. Now that I feel strong within my chakra, my solar plex. She's got to.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I don't get it as more pleasure. Maybe she'll use pleasure to get out of that.
Okay.
She can do that very well.
Uh-huh.
And when I use it, he becomes Boo Boo the Fool. Okay. And I become the captain of my own ship.
Okay, I got you on that one. Did I see everything? Okay, so what is, since we're talking about that, so what is her karma? What is her karmic actions? What's her karmic lessons? It means what's the lessons that she's right now, the Divine Feminine is learning right now at this time. Let me bring that thing out here. Nope, that ain't the right one. Here we go. There's the ones here. Okay. Let's see what's happening. Okay, let me put these. These have been, we could even put him over here. That's that one. Okay. And then put that one there. That change. Okay. And this one. Okay, so you look at that again. Okay, some of them have over here. Okay, all right then. So now let's look. Ooh, came already. Two of them. She masking her emotions. I see that.
Okay.
And we got this priest here. So let's see what that's about. I'm going to read that up there. 0. 0 no highest. 0, 0, 0, 0. The Fool. Madness, eccentricity, the mask, a different perception, lack of logic, unconventionality, neglect of consequences. So right now, and that came to me too. I started to say about that fool's journey, especially with this one, being able to take that. But this one is not the way they say the fool's journey of being able to go and just say, oh, okay, this throw caution to the wind. This one to me looks like that's not a good thing here. So it's a madness. So she's matching the madness with the divine masculine here. Because of all this, I feel like I'm captured. It says different perception. And to me, it seems like, again, she got to change her perception. She's looking at this from a negative standpoint. I mean, like life has dealt to those cards, and I get that. But again, in order for you to be able to move from this energy, and you want this reconciliation, you can't continue to look at this thing from that viewpoint, from that lens. The divine masculine is there. I want it my way, or that he hit the highway. I want to be the captain of my ship.
See, that's her thinking.
That's her
just
thinking.
What you're saying. What you're saying.
And say lack of logic, unconventionality. This is not conventional thinking for this, and neglect of the consequences. So okay, let's say you keep on thinking this way. He got me captured. I got the natives are getting restless. I'm doing this tango with death ending things, but I don't know if I really want to do it, but I'm kind of acting cute and I'm being created into some new creature doing that. What's the consequences of you to keep on doing this? Are you going to really actually be able to give birth to the divine if you keep on holding on to these ideologies like that? And so
because she seems to be your captain. What would you call that? He seems to be the high. What? Oh,
he's the one that's really the captain of the ship, actually.
Like you say, she keeps holding on. So
right.
That's not. She's not giving birth. And so it's
no, she's not. No, she's not really giving birth to this thing. We having labor pains, but you are not really ready to conceive the baby.
No.
You keep on saying not yet, to do that. Let's look at number 5. Go on, keep on talking while I'm looking for it.
She feels it sometime, and then she goes right back. She feels it. Oh, that's
so now this is the Hierophant here, which is counsel, wisdom, tradition, the blessing, permission, ritual, and spiritual guidance. Right now, the karmic lesson and a lesson she's got to learn is to rely on spiritual guidance, especially when she's trying to do this trust thing. Is that one, and to get the Hierophant is like the highest power for for the she's the other one. I know what it is. High priestess is for the feminine. This is for her. So in her divine masculine power, the Hierophant is the highest for him in the traditional tarot. So she's got to really get out of this emotional state, because this is really true divine feminine energies here. And you got to start getting into the powers of you actually doing something with spirit, because you're not, again, and that goes back to what I said, get out your head and get into your heart space, because this is not going to work. You thinking so much, this is going to keep you talk about you thinking that's going to be captive. It looks like you really held captive by your mind. And you're not really moving into that. It's a permission. This jumps off the page to me. You got to give yourself permission to be able to give birth to this divine, and understand and give yourself permission to understand that you are blessed, because we know that is your birthright. So something about this, say these rituals, which is right now you ritually thinking the wrong way. With your thinking, your stinking thinking is a ritual. Yes, every time you keep on thinking about it, whatever, and that goes back again to me. I'm saying again to this family aspect. Whatever has been taught to you has been implanted in you, and you're going off of that, that old programming, that downloading the old program as well. Reset. Yeah, and she's got to reset. You got to reset that. That's why, because even I had said that. I said, well, I was going to go back over my childhood wounds series that I have in the playlist and kind of go back through that again, because something about that has got to be revisited, because it is tainting your way of seeing it. Like you said, something about it, she could be all right, and then something like a typewriter goes back, center, left. It's like, oh, I'm getting freedom. Yeah, I got it. Yay! And it's like, nah, come on back here. And you're back over this way again. All right, so now let's get this. We got 15 minutes, so let's get into now what is spirit want, the divine solutions. Let's get into the solutions of things, because that's the karmic issues there. So that's the solutions. Anything else came to you?
No, I was going along. Okay. You know what you said.
All right. Oh, here's a shadow. So what is she hiding? What's the shadow? So now let's get into the shadow aspect. What is she? The shadow, the darkness that she's got. Spirit says she's got to handle. Clear. Colorless angel. You feel that, hey, you know you're divine, but you can't do nothing about it. It's like, really, there's your freedom in the background, and it's just like, I'm just here. That's the whole thing, and that's something that you got to deal with. You're feeling like you're powerless. You really do feel like you're enslaved. You're enslaved by this.
Yes, I mean,
you're enslaved by this. You're enslaved by this journey. You're enslaved by the divine masculine. You're enslaved by these 3D, the natives being restless. And spirit is trying to tell you, you got this special concern about yourself. They're saying we give you downloads and bringing all these spiritual wealth and things to you, and it's time for you to make this change. Now, this could also not just only be for the divine masculine. If I take a second look at it, this would be in your thinking, because that's a masculine. It's time for you to pack up all that baggage that you have and start for you to make that change too. As well, as far as that one.
Take that change, the journey towards that change.
Right. There you go. Okay. So what is it? Source wants you to surrender. Clear. Ooh, got several things. Wow. So you got to surrender procrastination. So you've been procrastinating on some stuff.
No, that's true. That's true. That goes back up there. We could see that all through these cards that she's been procrastinating. Right there, she was procrastinating. Right there, I'm going towards, and then she goes right back again. Then she said, I'm thinking.
All right.
And then I don't know. Ship. Like, then she goes back up here. What did you say this was, baby? You said.
That one, that card was that she was not okay. You're gonna have me go back on that one, because I read.
But I know this is spirituality, which is leading her to spirituality, which she will get the answer. But she keeps it going in the it's a word for this. It's not the man of the
madness, the madness, lack of logic, the different
the
perception.
Humanness of it. She's thinking all on the humanness, and she's got to release the humanness, because the humanness is going to lead her down a path that she's, like she says, I'm on the edge. Well, yes, you're on the edge. You're very much on the edge. Where's that one with that man? Oh, over there. This one here. These are the stripes of each and everything that life has dealt her. Right. Not he. Just life at Delta, period. Back up there.
Right, so procrastination, now's the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. That goes on to that one. It says for divine feminine needs to surrender fear. Let go of the fear for stories. You are telling now you jump now I'm jumping with you. There's fear for stories. You just said about that, about the stories, the things they heard me, back then 1985, my mom never did, or my dad never did, and all this stuff, and now 2011 them did the same thing that my mom did, that my dad did. So it's the same thing. So let go of the fear for stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step. So for you, divine feminine, they would say for you got to take a little bit. But you say, I heard you say baby steps. That go back to giving birth. So after the baby gives birth, you got to crawl before you walk. And you got to walk, and then you do from that, and then you can run. Surrender to miracles. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. We talked about dolphins. Dolphins came back out again, kids. So that lets you know that the 3D, that the divine masculine is getting shaken up too. And then there's also some changes for us as far as getting freedom as well. We said about the dolphins. So that's back again. And then surrender your attachments to results. Okay, so the formula again, that to me goes to this captain in my ship. See, to me, she's looking for something that's gonna give her pleasure. I still say that we together, but it's like I want to do what gonna give her pleasure. Well, that might not be. I said that might not be what Source got lined up with that.
That's what she keeps thinking. If I can get, I'm gonna have to use this to get where I want to go. So the pleasure's got to come in there somewhere. Where that's why I say. And she's thinking because she is thinking.
She's thinking awfully hard there, awfully hard. But again, the formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen. Then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly, that go biting that lip, too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. Okay, so what is Source said is got to be, what's got to change? What is Source got to change? What does Source say has to change? Okay. Clear. Ooh, he's got a lot of changes. Oh, this is surrender. I'm sorry, same card. I'm sorry, I thought this was a surrender card. That's some more. You got some more to do it. Surrender, complete healing. They always say it's like somebody else take over. So they say you got to. They give an extra. I don't know what. Thank you, whoever that is. You need to surrender. So in order for you to, they saying this is solutions. This is what they say. Solutions for you to be able to. You got to think of it creatively. You got to think of another way instead of you thinking about it's coming one way. It might come out another way. And then they say you got to surrender. You got to have some complete healing about this situation as well. And then they want you to rest and sleep because some of y'all just been overthinking overtime.
Overthinking. Wasn't that up here somewhere? I said you
rest and sleep, and that's the second time it did it again.
I talked about
rest and sleep. That's came back again. Okay, now we're going into what's life change. I don't do it with you. It look like somebody else come in. We got a third party helping us out. We know who that is. That's in code. But anyway, we got third party that's helping us out. So here we go again. Clear. Okay, you ain't got to shock it to me with the heat. I know it's you, Dad. So just cut it out. All right. So we again. What's got to change is her seeking and finding. She's seeking and finding. That's the same thing I had said on the show before, and I had told we have to, as divine feminists, we have to look at it totally different. Some of you all are asking for the truth in this situation, but that's not the way you should be asking for. You should be asking for the divine truth. You want God to give you the truth and solution as to what's going on here, because you seeking and finding. To me, Spirit is saying this butterfly is in black and white. It's in black and white. It ain't no gray to whatever you're saying. You've got to allow for. You've got to allow for. The downloads to come, because this is purple. So you got to open up your crown chakra. So with you, divine feminine, I would say definitely you need to do a lot of crown chakra exercises to open up that crown, because it's blocked and it's overactive. It needs to calm that down. And because again, also this is going to your yellow, so you can be able to stand in your power. That needs to be transformed as well through the process for that. So that's the life changes there. What you seeking and finding might not be what source is seeking and finding. What you seeking and finding, you've got to make sure that you're looking through a lens of divine truth, not your truth, because he'll bring it to you. I told him the story about grandma where she said, you keep on looking for something, you're gonna find it. So if you talk about you looking for a roach, you in somebody's house, say they look like they got roaches. I say before you know it, something gonna go scurry across the thing, because you put out there that you was looking for it in the first place. With that, so divine, I forgot about this. So did I put this out there for this one? No. That's interesting. That same thing over again too. That one, that's on top of it. But let's see what's the divinity energies that divine wants you to work with, and then we'll have the we're doing overtime. Clear. I'm kind of getting drawn to say what's going on with this connection if you keep on doing what you're doing. Whoa, there's a lot, but I think spirits say you need to really be talked to. I guess so. Let's bring out so many cards for you all. So get to you next. They're saying right now the divinity is communion. To me, I would say for you divine feminines, it's really saying in order to bring that divine masculine, divine feminine energies together, they want you to get out in nature more, to go out. This is it's going out there. Communion as well, to help to bring both of those things, the clear. A lot of times I know Patricia McNealy has said that, and even April Williams has said that. Go outside, put your feet in the grass, get grounded, because again, you're not grounded enough. As well, Patricia McNealy had given me something one time as an exercise where I went to go hug a tree and let all that, you could either lean back on the tree and let it just absorb all that negativity as well. For you to do that, you can do that now because it's warm. Before she told me it's like going in wintertime. I said I can't be doing that and there's snow on it. But anyway, I'm doing that. But again, lean on it, let you do that. You put your right foot or your left foot up, or find different ways that you feel like you wanted to absorb all this. This is what they're saying, and they're telling you to find balance. This is interesting. Here we go again. There's another divine feminine, divine masculine energies being shown here. You've got to balance both of them. To me, it seems like the core of it is your thinking, and then comes your emotions in this one. To be able to, because it looks like his emotions is going to be the one that's going to be very flexible, but your thinking has got to be really rooted and founded. It's got to be your foundation, and that's the one that's going to be able to, thank you, for the emotions of you, your divine feminine. She can do all those flexible positions and things like that, but we're not going to get there yet until you got this down pat. That thinking has got to get underneath control, because we'll be going everywhere with that. You got God and sensuality. That means being okay with the skin that you're actually in. So again, you might be different. It might be unique. As far as you wanted to be, he's in the seat. So this to me is like in the driver's seat. Okay, you want to be the captain of your own ship. This shows here, yes, I want to be in the driver's seat. But be able to understand that way of you doing that might be in a unique way. He still is, I don't know what kind of animal, some kind of fairy mythical creature that he is, and he's finding, okay, I'm different, but I'm finding the ways to be able to work what I've got. And this is what you have to be able to do to be truly in the driver's seat. To me, this is like forced here, like pirates take over ships, like this is my damn ship. This looks like to me like I'm okay, I'm comfortable within it. This is a natural way of me getting the power that I want to be able to be in the seat, because I know that I'm different. Not this, I'm taking it by force, by any means necessary. To me, for that one, that's the philosophy. This interesting. We talking about birth. Came out here, unconditional love. So again, when I see this card here, this lets me know again, this goes back to motherhood again. Look, she's younger. She looks like a young mom looking at her mom, helping her to know how to take care of her kids. So again, this nurturing part, again, in the driver's seat. Your mom was in the driver's seat. It was a song that's talking about if you want this rocking chair, something like that. It's, the rocking chair, to be able to, and it's talking about taking the place of that person that's in that chair. So if you want to be able to get into that rocking chair like your mom was and be able to nurture things, you've got to look at also the pattern of how your mother had been, or your parent, if you want to put that, because this could be a divine feminine energies in a man. I've seen that too, as well as a father figure as well. And so that's something that you've got to kind of look at as well. So she's looking at how her mom is taking care of that, or this could be the past, how you were and you nurtured yourself in the past, and this is in your future. You've got to kind of look at that. How are you practicing unconditional love? Where are you learning unconditional love from? Okay. And then next thing, some grief and anger. Some of y'all are still about this. I told you was doing this tango with this death. This came back out again. Here, this is grief. Grief means somebody died. So something you grieving over the idea of what you thought this relationship was going to be, or this job situation, this academic or whatever it is like this. Or maybe you might be grieving about the family. You know, like I said, my mama never did tell me and show me how to be there, and I'm still angry about that to this day. You know, so this is something that they're saying that you got to get over that, because this is causing some sleepless nights, some heartache, things of that nature. You seeing something?
No, okay. everything you said.
We put on top of that. So that you've got to get over that.
Now, what did you say? This balance. Yeah. It look like he's pulling and she's pulling.
Yeah.
That one I didn't, but I see it's balanced. I guess
because it's got the number 4, which you got to get grounded to. 4 means that, and 4 also represents also like the if you want to alchemize, which means to change things from where they are into something positive. You got to have the air, the water, the earth, and the fire. So air would be the spirit. Or sometimes air could be also the mind, the conflict mind. You got to get that mind underneath control. And then you got the water, which is your emotions. That's got to be under control. And also fire would be, again, your actions. And earth would be like the material, like the 3D world. So you got to have a balance between all 4 areas to have this, as far as in your thinking and in your emotions. And sometimes, like I say, your emotions got to be flexible, because I know how feminist is. Nah, this is what I feel. I'm with it. I'm all in my feels. You can't move me off of that. And then, you know, spirit's like, I just want to, you know, if you would be a little bit more flexible, maybe you'll be able to see this. Like they say, your perception is off in a different way. And see, that's what the twin flame journey is that you have to understand that you got to see things in a different way. It can't be what one thing, or what I read in literature, or what I know is soulmates, or what I know is from my mom or my dad relationship. You know, you come in here to create a new dynamic.
That's true.
And a new shift here. So, you know, that's why I say you got to be a little bit more flexible. And a lot of times when I talk to a lot of divine feminines, a lot of them just like staunch stone by bam, this is what this says, and I'm going by what this says, and you and I'm like, okie dokie, Houston, we got a problem on that one. Okay, so let's look and see as far as, then I say about that, I wanted to know, I wanted to know where was this relationship. Oh yeah, I didn't get to see about what was actually going on with this divine feminine. Did I see? We talked about more so about helping her, but what's actually clear going on with her? Let's see, and then I go back to it. Then what's actually going on? Oh, 7 of Cups. She thinks she's got options. It's a lot of spilled cups here. In love. Cups is love, and again, transformation, but that's not transformation. That looking like somebody like a thief in the knife stealing some stuff. To me, that's why again, this divine feminine really feels like it's like can't sleep. It's things. It's always it is captured. Something else has control. Look at this. Oh, where's this one? I know I seen it because I had it. Here it is. Transformation. It is a transformation, but I don't like that looking like Elvira looking thing there. That ain't breaking down the past, renewing the ego. And this is the past that's lurking. This past, we got to clear that up again. And it's making you think you got options because you talk about these spilled cups here in your emotions. They go there again. They go to fish there, your abundance. Right
sure
there,
is,
smack
sure
dab in the middle of
it.
it.
Sure is that.
And you keep on thinking about, most times traditional church, where they talk about 7 of cups is usually, you got options. You got to make a decision. Sometimes you kind of stalemate-ish either too, and you're scared to make the right decision too. And you're scared to make this right decision because of this past that's haunting you. This is your past haunting you.
Okay.
It just is on that one. You enslaved by, like Grace, you're enslaved by the rhythm, but it ain't that way about that. So what's the possibility if you keep on this way as far as this? Clear. What's the Spirit saying happening next? Oh, that's risky. That lets you know, again, if you keep on this thing, you're gonna be continuously always pleasuring your thinking.
Right, very much so.
Always gonna be pleasuring your thinking. You always, and this is not a nice position to be in all the time, like your knees and everything. Anyway, but that's just not gonna be a nice position for you to be in. And then also, this look like this is home. Home is like your castle. Here, this has 4 wands. There again, this to me looks like home is gonna be so far in the far distance if you keep on doing like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep on down the road you're going. This is a hard climb to get up here to your castle. That ain't no easy thing right there. And then again, I know it say 4 wands, which is again about that. But again, this is in the foreground. This is where Spirit wants you to be. But again, like I said, something about it when I look at this time lets me know that again, that this is in the distance. It's not as close as it can be.
No.
As you alchemize, and this is 3 and this is 4. This is interesting. You're leveling, but again, at a slower rate, and possibility for you to be able to do that. But Spirit actually wants you. I'll flip it now. Spirit actually wants you. If you get out of this state, spiritual actually clear wants you to be. What would Source want you to be? Ooh, oh, that kind of appealed to me. Or 2. This is really to me, that's the opposite. Instead of him being empowered to you, this is him wanting to be empowered to you, because that's the feminine now, and that's the masculine. So if Source wants you to bring and draw your divine masculine to you, and this one here, this is the divine masculine here too, still being drawn to you as well here. This is flexibility. You got this cat about your life here as well. And whatever this is, this person here now, this extra energy is still in the background there, but they're in the background looking at that. So that's where Source wants you to actually be right now. Like that, we know about that third party energies or whatever, but that's behind you. So let that be a thing of the past, of them seeking and looking and seeing what you're doing. You want to see that up closer?
I see that.
Okay. So that was that one. That was this.
Okay.
They lurking in the background. They ain't in your foreground like a background singing. Now you in the background. I'm in the lead. You ain't coming in that way on that one. Okay. And so what is Source? Last thing. Okay. All right, so the underall thing, Source wants you to know divine feminines, and for you to work with is what? That's too many. Make it clear, make it plain. That right now you got to take, again, this is 2 of Wands. You got to take a step where you are all stopping right there and getting comfortable, and really to, again, ponder on things that's happening in your soul. It's got all orange here. So again, how are you making healthy relationships and healthy connections with others? How are you actually manifesting? Where is your place in the world? Because she's got a map here. This is what you're working on. You got your wand here, which wand means actions. You want to take actions, but it needs you to kind of, sit down in it, okay? You got the hangman, and this same thing what the divine masculine has. Source wants you to go in the hangman mode, which just means get a different perspective about what's happening here, but not the perspective that you have here. But also to me to be flexible with where you are. This is what Spirit wants you to do. It wants you to become the magician. You've got to learn how to be able to stir things up and create a new reality for yourself. You got to become in the Knight of Wands. The next one, I'm sorry, I'm not showing you. Knight of Wands. This was this hangman there. Knight of Wands, which means you got to be coming to actions. A knight strategizes. He goes out there on the battlefield. He handles business. He does what's needed. You need to be able to do that and jump on this. You got this kind of stinking thinking here with this crow here, which means to me it's a little bit, now a lot of times I think with the biblical things like with Judas, it's a little bit of denial about where you are. Yeah, and that's kind of fly away too. But again, you right here is like really at a spare moment. Like if you say Spirit say now, you jumping on it because he don't have nothing but just one weapon and the mobile, his motorcycle to get him where he is. And then it said right now a hermit, which means it's good to kind of go off to yourself right now. Especially if you in this kind of mode, you will wreck some stuff. And that goes by the thing I read each morning. Say God will stop you if you feels like you're going to wreck your plans or wreck yourself. So he'll stop it. Right now, you need to be off to yourself because
you always need to be off and alone. Somewhere along here, maybe that was yesterday. Because I had said you need to be alone. I don't know, maybe that was yesterday. I don't know.
About the divine masculine. So it looked like it's the same advice for both of them.
Yes. What's one good for? One is good for the other in certain things. You always need to be alone. That's when you need to think and say God will direct. Although we have choices, and some He give it to you very, very plain, and you'll take the other way. But see, that was your choice to take it. But you need to be alone because to be quiet, still, it all come like a movie before you and everything. And you say, I see the problems, but then you got to work it out. They've got another one, that's it?
No, that's it. That's the end of it.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. So that is pretty much
What was this one, baby?
Huh?
What was this one? Did I hit this
I
one?
said the magician. You got to stir things up and create things. Magician is one that makes things manifest.
That was the first.
But you kind of got some deception there too. I still say when I see the hood there about how it's being able to flow from you to the other infinity side, make it flow out to whoever you throw it out there and how it comes back to you. You got to watch that flow. Rather to the divine masculine and he throws it back to you, or you out into the universe and it throws back to you. That's why I say you got to get your energy together.
Right.
Here, as far as you may be able to do that.
Then that's when you by yourself, then you go to that spirituality to this one up.
Right. The
to this one up here. And everything. That one. Right.
Okay.
It's a lot of work to be done. It's not as bad as the divine masculine, but it's a lot of work. And feminists can generally do it a little more than the divine masculine. Because divine masculine still has a way of thinking, I can do it my way. Isn't a song out there, My Way?
Yeah. I did it my way.
Frank Sinatra, right. That's I did it my way. But a feminine, well, she'll kind of think, I made an error there. I should have did it this way.
Right.
And then she may go into a spirituality trying to get it right. And then she'll come up, no, this is not working. Okay. So we did it. So now how you do, you say you clean it up. Then you say yesterday, did we go to the top?
I did clarifiers. When I pulled these out, these are clarifiers.
Okay.
I clarified this time. I remember that time. I didn't do it last time. I suppose that's the rule there.
Okay.
All right then, people, this is it. This has been nice. So you got some of Mom's good advice and her insight on that. So like somebody said in the comments, they say it's good to have a double insight on some things, and that is true as far as helping you in doing this. So I'm definitely going to put down there to make sure that you do stop and look at this. This is a must-see and not one that you keep on scrolling and say what's happening with the divine masculine, because I think it's got a lot of good stuff as far as where we are, that we're being enslaved, and we got to find ways to unslave ourselves for that, especially if we truly want to be the captain of our ship and we're thinking about what things that that brings us pleasure and how we can get that pleasure. Spirit has told us specifically what we've got to work with, and it's okay if we're not in communications with our divine counterpart and vice versa. We have to remember they house also the divine feminine energies within them too, and so that's probably why they're feeling like my feminine self is like, I need some time alone so I can kind of get this together. And that's just like what we said about baby Drew Sanchez said the same thing. He's like, just let me get some things together and then I'll be ready to do that. So that goes back and forth. All right then, so don't forget about my love letters. Go to Divineunisouls11.co to get your love letters as well, and then also any other services that you need as well. Anything that I did send you lit. Anything that you need as well, make sure that you check that out too. All right, there for your own personal readings. All right, as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated. Okay, you go first. Say your shalom, shalom. Then
shalom, shalom.
All right, and as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste, namago. Love you.
Love you.